Check out carmarshal.com. The link is in the description. They help support us.
Telecom giants in the US are set for a major victory if Washington goes ahead with its plan to repeal the so-called net neutrality rules. It's likely to have a direct impact too on internet speeds in the United States. So this is how it works then. Currently, internet providers do have to treat all online traffic equally at the moment, and that means they can't block or slow down any particular content. The authority behind the push, though, to end net neutrality, the FCC, says it could allow trillions of dollars to be invested into web services by the private sector. Well, it sounds good so far, but that may not be good news for consumers, and that's because it could allow telecom companies to create fast lanes for traffic and prioritise certain sites over others too, and internet users may be forced to pay more to access content at the speeds they are currently used to. Well, Dotcom, the founder of Mega Upload, has weighed in on this controversy surrounding the US government's plan to overturn net neutrality. The entrepreneur, who's wanted in America for alleged widespread illegal file sharing, has vowed to build an alternative internet to combat privacy and freedom problems online. Well, we can talk more about this with Dimitri Kleiner. He joins us. He's a privacy activist and software developer. And Dimitri, you're very welcome to RT. Firstly, what are your thoughts then on Dotcom's idea? Why is there a need, do you think, for this alternative internet?
Well, the current internet as it exists right now suffers from a lot of privacy concerns, and a lot of those privacy concerns actually, I mean, some of them are inherent to the architecture of the platforms, but a lot of them are actually related more to the business models of a lot of the kind of companies that make money on the internet. Companies like Google and Facebook, make their money by targeting advertising, and targeting advertising is, of course, requires to know a lot more about you than untargeted advertising. So the more they know about you, the more they can sell these ads for. So, I mean, Dotcom's proposal is not something that I've seen too many details about, although he has been mentioning MegaNet for a few years now. I think as early as 2015, he was already mentioning MegaNet. And there's a lot of things that sound pretty good about what he's proposing, especially the idea of using mobile devices more actively. It's not clear what he means by that, whether he means that there'll be an overlay network on top of the kind of IP internet that adds anonymity along the lines of something like Tor or Antox, or whether he plans to use the Bluetooth or NFC or direct Wi-Fi capabilities of the mobile phones themselves to create a so-called mesh network along the lines of Briar or several other applications. But in any case, more development in this area would certainly be good. The better platforms that consumers have that deliver privacy and anonymity, the more we have, the better. But
sure,
that won't necessarily affect the actual concerns of data being collected by the likes of Google and Facebook.
And another item we've sort of been mentioning this evening is the speed at which people can use the internet. With these net neutrality rules being rolled back, is Dotcom's idea a way of circumventing those alternative rules that are going to come into force?
So we need to know more about the architecture to actually make a claim either way. If it is planning to use the kind of radio capabilities of mobile phones themselves in the Bluetooth, NFC, and Wi-Fi capabilities those phones have to create sort of a mesh network, then you could have an advantage that it's much more difficult to block than centralized things. So net neutrality wouldn't affect it as much directly. However, it still may be a slower service than what people are used to right now, given a neutral internet.
Any drawbacks that you can think of having an alternative internet? I suppose some people might say there's too much anonymity there, and perhaps it will be sort of, fair game for criminals and the like. What's your response to that argument?
Well, it seems to me the criminals aren't having a terrible amount of difficulty operating on the internet as it is today, and having a more alternative internet that's more controlled by its users gives us better options in order to wish to protect ourselves. We can have like collaborative moderation and collaborative block lists and stuff like that that could make user-driven ways to defend against this stuff more effective, rather than being completely in the hands of Facebook and Google and Twitter and only being able to access the protections that they provide.
And can you see the public taking to this alternative internet quickly, or would there be problems or for them to connect? I mean, what are your thoughts on that, on its accessibility?
Well, I think that there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions need to be looked at there. One is, of course, you know, how user-friendly and usable this kind of stuff is. We know without a clear business model like advertising that Facebook and Google has, you have to question where the investment's going to come from to create the kind of, you know, rich user experience that users are used to market it, to promote it, to support it, and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, given the right support, I definitely think that an alternative could be made, and it could be very popular. However, it's not clear where that support could come from, you know, short of public institutions, because as a private entrepreneur, Dotcom only has you know, can only spend money that he can earn back, and it's not clear how he would earn money on such a thing, given that advertising and surveillance would not be used.
Sure. OK, Dimitri, look, we'll leave it there, but really good to get your insight on this. That was Dimitri Kleiner, privacy activist and also a software developer. Thank you.
By the people for the people, Kim.com to launch alternative internet out of Google's grip. Kim.com, wanted in the US for alleged widespread illegal file sharing, has vowed to build an alternative internet to combat privacy and freedom problems online. By the Free Thought Project, November 24, 2017. RT, having a more alternative internet that is more controlled by its users offers better options to protect ourselves, says Dimitri Kleiner, a privacy activist and software developer. Telecom giants in the US are set for a significant victory if Washington goes ahead with its plan to repeal so-called net neutrality rules. The Obama-era legislation was enacted to prevent internet service providers from potentially cornering parts of the digital market and charging extra fees. As a result, it's likely to have a direct impact on internet speeds in the US and cause a lot of inconvenience for users. Meanwhile, Google has just been caught secretly collecting location data from Android phone users, even after they turned off location settings and had no SIM card in their devices. So is there a way to escape from the increasing arbitrariness of the regular internet? Kim.com, the founder of Mega Upload, who is wanted in America for alleged illegal file sharing, has pledged to create an alternative internet to defend rights to privacy and freedom online. Advertisement. RT. Heavy checkmark. At RT_com. Goodbye. IP address at Kim.com to launch alternative internet https://on.rt.com/8sdq. 6:58 a.m., November 22, 2017. By the people, for the people, Kim.com to launch alternative internet RT World News. Kim.com wants to create MegaNet, an alternative and encrypted internet service, in the next 5 years. RT.com. 117 replies, 1511 retweets, 2239 likes. Twitter ads, info and privacy. RT, what are your thoughts on Kim.com's idea? How is it possible to build an alternative internet? Dimitri Kleiner, the current internet as it exists right now suffers from a lot of privacy concerns. A lot of those privacy concerns, some of them are inherent to the architecture of the platforms, but a lot of them are related more to the business models of a lot of the kind of companies that make money on the internet. Companies like Google and Facebook make their money by targeting advertising. And targeting advertising requires to know a lot more about you than untargeted advertising. So the more they know about you, the more they can sell these ads for. Read more. Corporate media's fake news war is backfiring by showing the world the power of alt media. Kim.com's proposal is not something that I've seen too many details about, although he has been mentioning MegaNet for a few years now, I think, as early as 2015. And there are a lot of things that sound pretty good about what he is proposing. Especially the idea of using mobile devices more actively. It is not clear what he means by that, whether he means there will be an overlay network on top of the kind of IP internet that adds anonymity along the lines of something like Tor or TOX, or whether he plans to use Bluetooth, or NFC, near-field communication, or direct Wi-Fi capabilities of the mobile phones themselves to create a so-called mesh network along the lines of Briar or several other applications. But in any case, more development in this area would certainly be good. The better platforms that consumers have that deliver privacy and anonymity, the more we have, the better. But that won't necessarily affect the actual concerns of data being collected by the likes of Google and Facebook. RT. Heavy checkmark. At RT_com. Hashtag net neutrality essential to keep freedom associated with hashtag internet. Canadian PM https://on.rt.com/8sxk. 8 p.m., November 23, 2017. Don't throttle websites, defend net neutrality. Justin Trudeau has dig at US RT World News. Canadian PM Justin Trudeau defends efforts to maintain net neutrality in the US. RT.com. 88 replies 4949 retweets 7373 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. RT, what about the speed at which people can use the internet? With these net neutrality rules being rolled back, is Kim.com's idea a way of circumventing those alternative rules that are going to come into force? DK, we need to know more about the architecture to make a claim either way. If it is planning to use the kind of radio capabilities of mobile phones themselves, and the Bluetooth and NFC and Wi-Fi capabilities those phones have to create another mesh network, then you could have an advantage that it is much more difficult to block than centralized things. So net neutrality wouldn't affect it directly. However, it is still maybe a slower service to what people used to right now, given a neutral internet. Read more. Facebook slaps down DEA for using woman's pictures to make fake profile. RT, what would be the drawbacks be to an alternative internet? Some people might say there is too much anonymity, and perhaps there would be sort of fair game for criminals and the like. What's your response to that argument? Kim.com. Heavy checkmark. At Kim.com. I have been working on this for a long time. Mobile networks and devices will be ready for this in 4 to 5 years. When it goes live, our dream of true internet freedom shall become reality. The upcoming K.im and BitCake apps can provide the initial critical mass for this new network. https://twitter.com/kim.com/status/5674318745788894849. 10:29 p.m. November 21, 2017. 139 replies 1229 retweets 2578 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. DK, it seems to me the criminals aren't having a terrible amount of difficulty operating on the internet as it is today. Having a more alternative internet that is more controlled by its users, gives us better options in order to protect ourselves. We can have collaborative moderation, and collaborative block lists and stuff like that could make user-driven ways to defend against this stuff more effective, rather than being completely in the hands of Facebook and Google and Twitter, and only being able to access the protections that they provide. View image on Twitter. View image on Twitter. RT. Heavy checkmark. At RT_com. Government's most experienced privacy cop, how the FCC's reversal of hashtag net neutrality may affect you. https://on.rt.com/8ssx. 12:35 p.m., November 22, 2017. 55 replies 80 retweets 64 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. RT, can you see the public taking to this alternative internet quickly, or would there be problems for them to connect? What are your thoughts on its accessibility? DK, there are a lot of questions need to be looked at there. One is how user-friendly and usable this kind of stuff is. We know without a clear business model, like advertising that Facebook and Google have, you have to question where the investments are going to come from to create the kind of rich user experience that users are used to market it, to promote it, to support it, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, given the right support, I definitely think that an alternative could be made and it could be very popular. Kim.com. Heavy check mark. At Kim.com. The current corporate internet will be replaced by a better internet, running on the idle capacity of hundreds of millions of mobile devices. Run by the people for the people. Breaking net neutrality will only accelerate the adoption of a new network. But first K.im and Bitcake. 9:52 p.m., November 21, 2017. 104 replies, 1154 retweets, 2938 likes. Twitter adds info and privacy. However, it is not clear where that support could come from short of public institutions, because as a private entrepreneur Kim.com can only spend money that he can earn back. And it is not clear how he would earn money on such a thing, given that advertising and surveillance would not be used. Read more. Clinton emails reveal the US government used Google as a geopolitical weapon to overthrow Assad.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too, because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County COPWATCH with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave a, let's say, actually, yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.